Hello everyone and welcome to my BTG CBS update channel. Anita Dupree sat on the plush living room sofa, her hands folded tightly in her lap, as she looked around at the faces of her loved ones gathered for what she knew would be a difficult conversation. Vernon, her steadfast husband, stood beside her, his hand resting gently on her shoulder for support. The room was decorated with subtle holiday touches, twinkling lights from the Christmas tree still lingering even though the day had passed, but the atmosphere felt anything but festive. Dani, their daughter, sat across from them with her new husband Andre nearby, her expression a mix of concern and readiness. Naomi and Nicole were there too, along with other family members, all waiting for Anita to speak. Vernon and I have something important to share with all of you, Anita began, her voice steady but laced with emotion. I've been dealing with some health issues for a while now, and I didn't want to burden anyone until I had all the facts. But now, I have breast cancer. A collective gasp rippled through the room. Dani's eyes widened, and she immediately leaned forward. Mom, oh my God. Why didn't you tell us sooner? What stage is it? What are the doctors saying? Vernon squeezed Anita's shoulder reassuringly. We're just starting to process this ourselves, sweetheart. The biopsy confirmed it recently, and Anita's been incredibly strong through all the tests. We'll fight this together as a family. Nicole reached out to hold her mother's hand. Whatever you need, Mom. Treatments, appointments, anything. We're here. Naomi nodded fiercely. Absolutely. No question. Anita managed a small smile, grateful for their immediate support. I knew you all would be. Vernon has been my rock, and now with all of you, we'll navigate this. The doctors are optimistic about treatment options. As the family huddled closer, sharing hugs and words of encouragement, the news began to spread beyond the walls of the Dupree home. Word traveled quickly in their tight-knit community, and soon it reached the Hamilton household, where Bill Hamilton was recovering from his own recent health scares. His current wife, Haley, was in the kitchen preparing coffee when her phone buzzed with a message from a mutual friend relaying the devastating update about Anita. Haley paused, staring at the screen. Bill and Dani might be divorced, but the ties between their families ran deep. They shared 2 children, after all, and years of history that no papers could fully erase. Haley felt a strange pang, one she couldn't quite place at first. Jealousy? Fear? Anita's illness reminded her how fragile life was, and how Dani still held a piece of Bill's heart, especially in times of crisis. Later that evening, Bill sat in his study, nursing a drink, when Haley entered. Did you hear about Anita? She asked, trying to keep her tone neutral. Bill looked up, his face paling slightly. Yeah, just got off the phone with Naomi. It's cancer. Haley sat beside him. I'm sorry. I know she's like family to you still. Bill nodded slowly. She is. Dani must be devastated. The mention of Dani's name hung in the air, and Haley felt that unexpected struggle bubbling up. She loved Bill, but knowing Dani would be there for him, pulling at those old emotional connections, made her uneasy. You'll want to check on her, won't you? On them. Bill sighed. Of course. The kids. And yeah, Dani too. We're not enemies, Haley. I know, Haley replied, forcing a smile. Just be careful with your heart. But Dani was already determined. The next day, despite Haley's unspoken reservations, Dani made her way to the hospital where Bill had been admitted briefly for monitoring after a recent episode. Haley be damned, Dani thought as she pushed through the doors. She needed to see Bill, to make sure he was okay amid all this chaos, and perhaps to remind him that their bond, forged through years and children, wasn't so easily broken. Dani, Bill said softly when she entered his room, surprise and something warmer flickering in his eyes. You didn't have to come. Yes, I did, she replied firmly, pulling up a chair. Anita's news hit everyone hard, and with your health acting up again, we're all worried. How are you feeling? Bill managed a weak smile. Better now. The doctors say it's manageable, just need to watch it. They talked for hours, reminiscing about old times, laughing over shared memories of their kids, and for a moment, it felt like the divorce had never happened. Haley, hearing about the visit later, struggled more than she expected, her mind racing with insecurities. As the holidays wrapped up and the calendar turned toward the new year, not everything in Fairmont Crest was shrouded in gloom. Parties were planned, and one in particular buzzed with anticipation. At a glamorous New Year's Eve gathering hosted by friends of the Duprees and Hamiltons, the air was filled with music, champagne, and the promise of fresh starts. Nicole, who had been navigating her own complicated romantic entanglements, found herself drawn to Carlton, a charming newcomer who'd been pursuing her gently. As midnight approached, the crowd counted down, balloons ready to drop. Nicole and Carlton stood close, their eyes locking amid the excitement. "Happy New Year," he whispered just as the clock struck 12. She smiled, leaning in. "Happy New Year." Their lips met in a soft, tentative first kiss, sparks flying as the room erupted in cheers. Was this the start of something real? The old saying echoed in Nicole's mind. The person you kiss on New Year's Eve might be the one you spend the year with. She hoped it proved true. Across town, in a dimly lit, oak-paneled back room at Joey Armstrong's casino, a different kind of deal was brewing. Joey, the casino owner with a dangerous reputation and ties that whispered of shady dealings, leaned back in his leather chair, cigar in hand, watching as Leslie Thomas strutted in confidently. Leslie, always scheming and ambitious, had her own agenda. Whether it was funding for her free clinic or something far more personal and noble, or not. "Joey," Leslie said smoothly, sliding into the seat across from him. "We need to talk business." Joey raised an eyebrow, his charm masking the edge beneath. "Leslie Thomas, to what do I owe this pleasure? You know my place isn't exactly the spot for charity pitches." She leaned forward, undeterred. "Maybe not charity, but a deal. Mutually beneficial." He chuckled lowly. "I'm listening. But you should know deals with me come with strings." Leslie smiled sharply. "That's exactly what I'm counting on." Was she seeking funds for her clinic to help the community? A noble cause amid Anita's health crisis inspiring goodwill? Or did Leslie have ulterior motives, perhaps leveraging Joey's influence for power plays within the elite circles of Fairmont Crest? Joey, wary but intrigued, knew better than to underestimate her. She could be as dangerous as he was. Back at the Dupree home, Vernon held Anita close as they reflected on the year's end. "We'll get through this," he murmured. She nodded. "With you by my side, I know we will." Danny, meanwhile, texted Bill a simple New Year's message. "Thinking of you. Stay strong." He replied quickly, "You too. Always." Haley saw the exchange and felt that struggle deepen, but she pushed it aside, for now. At the party, Nicole pulled away from the kiss with Carlton, breathless. "That was nice." He grinned. "Just nice? We'll have to work on that all year." She laughed, hopeful. In the casino, Leslie outlined her proposal. "I need backing, Joey. Discreet. And in return." He puffed his cigar. "In return, you get a partner who knows how to play the game." Joey leaned in. "Deal. But remember, I don't like losing." "Neither do I," she shot back. As 2026 dawned, Fairmont Crest braced for choppy waters. Anita's battle, lingering connections between exes, new romances blooming, and dangerous alliances forming. Life, love, and secrets intertwined, promising a year of drama, heartbreak, and unexpected turns. The family rallied around Anita, appointments scheduled, treatments planned. Danny balanced supporting her mother while navigating her marriage to Andre, and those persistent pulls toward Bill. Haley wrestled with her emotions, determined not to let jealousy consume her marriage. Nicole explored her budding relationship, that New Year's kiss lingering as a sweet omen. And Leslie? Her deal with Joey set wheels in motion, ones that could either elevate her causes or drag her into the shadows. In the world of the elite, where gates protected but couldn't contain the storms within, the new year brought hope amid the heartache, deals amid the danger, and kisses that might just last. Anita faced her diagnosis with grace, Vernon unwavering. "We've sailed worse seas," he told her one night. She squeezed his hand. "And we'll sail these too." Danny visited Bill again. "Haley won't like this," he warned. "I don't care," Danny said. "We're parents. We're us." He didn't argue. At another gathering, Nicole and Carlton shared another kiss. "See? All year," he teased. She believed it. Leslie met Joey secretly. "First installment," he said, sliding an envelope. She took it. "This is just the beginning." Joey smirked. "Be careful what you wish for, Leslie." But she was already in too deep. Haley confronted Bill. Danny again? It's family, he insisted. She nodded, but inside the struggle raged. Anita's first treatment loomed. The family gathered. I'm ready, she declared. They believed her. New romances sparked, old ones flickered, deals darkened the edges. 2026 had begun, and Fairmont Crest would never be the same.